Foot Soldiers podcast. Cavalry win. Daan Klomp is fucking back. I'm fucking crying. The team is all the way back. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Mental game, son. Mental game.
It had to be. It had to be.
It was written in the stars.
It was written in the stars. Fuck Vancouver. Fuck the haters.
Hey, fuck the refs. Fuck the refs.
Fuck the refs. Cavalry forever, baby. Bang! Hello and welcome back to the Foot Soldiers podcast. As always, I'm Luke, joined again by Conrad. We're talking to you on Monday, the day after Cavalry beat Vancouver FC by a score of 5-4 in what was maybe the greatest game in the history of the Canadian Premier League. Gauthier and Tigny scoring in the 3rd minute, Toby Wyszewski scoring just off the kickoff in the 4th minute, Baldissimo scoring off a set piece in the 26th minute, Musi scoring a free kick that was disallowed for phantom offside, Gerasimenkov scoring in the 88th minute, Vancouver equalized in the 95th minute, and then Daan Klomp, our hero, our king, came off the bench and scored the winner in the 97th minute. So how are you feeling after that, Conrad? That was fucking insane.
All you need is Klomp, baby, and oh man, like, to tie the record for most goals scored in a CPL game, to have the returning hero score the winner at the death, like, as everyone has said, you couldn't have scripted that game.
Yeah, for sure, and I recorded a little thing at the game, I'm probably going to put in the stars episode, where I basically say, like, yeah, it was written in the stars, that was the craziest game I've ever seen in my life.
Do you remember me coming over when it was 3-3 and saying Daan Klomp's going to win this game?
Yes, I do. And, you know, I don't think you were the only one saying that.
No, I don't think so.
But that was, just seeing him coming off the bench in, the 6th to 63rd minute, that was insane. Just the cheers for that. Before the game, when we saw Daan Klomp coming out of the tunnel with the team, that was insane, the amount of cheers he got just for that. And so, like, obviously this game's always going to be defined by the Daan Klomp story, and we could certainly talk about that forever, but there's a lot more to talk about in this game, right? To account on, like, just looking at the Fought Mob timeline, it's insane how much stuff there is on here. So we could just go, I guess, event by event. So we're going to start off with the Gauthier and Tigny goal in the 3rd minute.
Gauthier was flying today, and he probably could have had 2 or 3. But good to see him have that extra step today. An assist to the veteran Sergio Camargo on that goal as well. Yeah, it's interesting. It seems that Sergio does his best work in the first 12 minutes of the match. So interesting to see him get 2 assists.
And we were talking about this beforehand. Like, Sergio Camargo started off this game so well. And so Fought Mob obviously has him as playing an 8.4, which he did get 2 assists. The second assist came just off the kickoff. How sick was that?
Yeah, this is when you want the artistry of Toby Wyszewski, is in moments like this. Not necessarily when you're seeing him track back as the 9 at the top of the your own 18-yard box. But brilliant play by Camargo and Wyszewski to go and hunt down a ball and not make a mistake. Yeah, and that's the way that game started. At that point, I was thinking, like, wow, we're going to, like, fucking murder these guys, right? Like, it's 2-0 up. I saw that was, like, a record for fastest 2 goals in CPL history. And it's, you know, things were looking great at the time, right? You know, Toby's buzzing, Sergio's buzzing, Gauthier and Tigny's buzzing. And then, of course, they get a penalty in the 18th minute. Which was one of the softest penalties we've seen in this league. What was his name? Based on how many times we've seen Cavs players go down with visible contact and not get penalty calls, for that to be the call it honestly had to be a joke from Mario Lisas. Yeah, for sure. Well, even in this game, I think there were the Cavs had they had the penalty, obviously, that we'll talk about later, but they had penalty shouts that I think were more deserving than the one that was given to Vancouver, right, in the 18th minute, right? So that was... There was 3 or 4 handballs in the box that could have been called. Yeah. And, it was just a shambles. Yeah. But who's this guy from Vancouver? Soon as you see Mosquito stepping up to the spot, and you know that it is still Marco Carducci in net, who... doesn't save penalties. Does not stop a penalty to save his life. Except for Marco. Pumas. True. But yeah. Maybe he just needs to pretend he's facing Pumas after every penalty. Well, like, in big games, because he did it in the 2019 final too, right? Those are the only 2 times I think he's ever saved a penalty for Cavalry. Yeah, that tracks.
But yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's first name. Elijah Ba. Elaga Ba. I don't know.
Yeah,
That was great. I got to boo him the rest of the game, which was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Which again, there was contact. It's not like there was nothing in it, but it's just, you're right. It's a thing where we've seen time and time again, Cavalry, that doesn't get given to Cavalry, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit, but not for long, because 8 minutes later we had a set piece. Michael Baldissimo scored off the resulting ball outside the box, right?
Yeah, and have to give big shout outs to Diego Gutierrez for the dummy to leave it to go through his legs to allow Baldissimo to get the shot away. His first as a Cav, and I guess this is the Gutierrez giveth before we talk about the next goal, but
yeah, for
two
sure.
shout outs to Baldissimo coming back from injury, working real hard to get back. Scores against the other team from Vancouver who he didn't play for.
Mhm.
Obviously, remember he was a white cap before this.
Yeah.
We shared that with Darcy, who was in the stands.
Mhm.
Reminded her that they gave up on him.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so Michael Baldissimo and Diego Gutierrez combining for the goal off the set piece, which that was our starting midfield this day, with Max Peepgrass being put to the bench for this. So do we think that Tommy just trusts Baldissimo more? He certainly looks to be proven right from that. Obviously, we're big Max Peepgrass people on the show, but
I don't think it's bad rotating the three.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously Max Peepgrass giveth and Max Peepgrass taketh away. We'll talk about that later. I think all three of them are on a similar level right now, so I don't really fault Tommy maybe for trying to keep the freshest legs. And we've seen that he doesn't trust Peepgrass to go a full 90, so maybe that's his thoughts. Start out with the two older players who are more experienced at a similar level, and then use Max to kind of kickstart things a little bit later.
That's a fair point, actually. I kind of don't mind using Max as like a super sub to shore up the game later on.
Yeah.
He's not bad at that role, I don't think, at all. But yeah, that was just incredible, because we talked about, obviously, the set pieces for a while, how it's been a problem for this team, and we just score one, right?
Yeah.
And, Baldissimo was obviously not a tall guy. It wasn't a header. You don't need height to score on set pieces, necessarily. If you just plan it and execute it well.
Yeah, took it from the top of the 18, so great shot.
Yeah, it was just a well planned set piece. That was straight off the training ground.
Then we go into the Diego Gutierrez taketh away.
Yes, 33rd minute, Taron Campbell scoring for Vancouver. You want to break that one down for us, Conrad?
Yeah, just a kind of a shambles of the back from both our CDMs and our back four. Just kind of played it into Gutierrez, and he has men on both hips. He tries to dribble his way out of it instead of maybe just hoofing it into touch. Gives it away to Campagna. Campagna finds Campbell, who scores, and he ties for the most goals in the CPL at 41. So old man Campbell saying he still got it there, I guess. But...
Unk still got it, but yeah. It's a bit of a... Obviously, that's not what you want to see in the 33rd minute. Like, that's crazy, too. Just 5 goals in the first half an hour. Like, holy shit. Like, just before anything else, like, I don't think I've ever seen a game in person that was like this, right?
No.
Never. Like, it felt like a hockey game, the way the goals were just going in. Yeah, so then that was on the 33rd minute. We get a yellow card to, what's his name, Hugo Mbonge. We don't really just talk about that.
Yeah. I actually really like Mbong's game.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the few men of the Seagulls that I think actually has impressed me throughout the season. And really seems to be a favorite of Martin Nash. So,
yeah, well, the sleeper agent Martin Nash. Yeah, and we go into halftime. The boys are 3-2 up, which could be better, but could be a lot worse. Certainly the way they played.
Yeah, and as the boys are going off at the end of the half, Tommy, as he marches away across, went right beside the net and gave the sign 3 in this net.
He did, yes, he did.
And so, that's a little foreshadowing.
Yes, that certainly was. And just looking at the stats for the game as a whole, I think 5-4 was generous on Vancouver, to be honest. Like, we did not defend well. I'm not going to certainly sit here and say that we deserved better, but we dominated the game, I think.
Yeah, and that's what Tommy kind of said. He said, I just wanted the boys to go out and play the beautiful game that they grew up playing.
Yeah. And all you have
like
to
if we're going
Sorry,
if we're going off foot mob, we had 2 big chances missed by the Cavs. Of course, we'll talk about those both in the second half.
Yep.
But like passing, fouls, the only place we kind of let Vancouver win was the corners conceded.
Yeah, 6-2.
But
yeah, and again, I saw on the post the Cavalry made on the Twitter, the XG was like 3.1 to us to 1.6 for Vancouver, right? So that would certainly suggest a much more dominant performance than a 1-goal game. Of course, there were the 2 penalties, one given to each side in that, which we can talk about going into the second half now. So let me get back up the match timeline here. Yeah, so second half starts off. Kunle Dadaluk gets a kind of dirty yellow in the 48th minute. He was also on my boo list for the rest of the game after that.
What was the Timu Karate Kid, I think was the chant that started around then.
Yeah, definitely. And then we had 58th minute, Hugo Mbong scoring to make it 3-3, assisted by the Snake, David Norman Jr.
Yeah. DNJ, I don't know how he escaped this match without a yellow card.
Well, I feel like that's the case every single time I watch him play, even when I watch him play for us, right?
Yeah.
He got, 2 red cards in the 2 years he was here?
Mm-hmm.
Including obviously the costly one in that semifinal. So yeah, David Norman Jr. is not big on my list of former Cavalry players. It's just the way he plays against us every time he's at Spruce Meadows. Yeah, and so it's 3-3. It's a tied game. Baldissimo gets a yellow in the 59th minute. Not a whole lot to say about that.
And that comes just after Callum Montgomery had that beautiful, like, our center back is in the middle of the 6-yard box unmarked.
Yeah, for sure.
Has the header that barely gets into the gloves of Callum Irving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just on this Fought Mob timeline, we don't have the missed penalty, but that would be around this time, right?
No, I think it's a little... That was after.
Was that later on?
3-3. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have a few subs. 64th minute, we made the big double sub. Max Peepgrass for Michael Baldissimo and Daan Klomp for Diego Gutierrez.
So the penalty was before the substitutions.
Okay,
so I
so
think
we'll
we should probably talk
first,
about that.
Okay.
This was one of the few mistakes that we've seen Aidan O'Connor make all year.
Mm-hmm.
He has kind of been the standout, regardless of who's coaching for Vancouver. But yeah, he just kind of is put into a position where he has to take the foul, or else that ball's going to Toby Warshevsky, or it's getting taken on by Gote himself. So Aidan O'Connor just has to put the foot in. Like, I don't think there was 2 ways about it, that you either had to take the penalty or you're seeing a goal. So probably should have been a yellow as well to O'Connor there. And it was. That was a 62.
Yeah. So that's... I will say it took an awful long time in between the penalty getting called and Toby actually being allowed to take it.
Yeah, well, at least Toby had the wherewithal to go stand at the spot so that David Norman Jr. couldn't dig a trench next to it.
Yeah, definitely. But that was unfortunately not a great penalty from Toby.
And it's, how many times does he go left and he decides to go right and Irving guesses right?
Yeah. No, and like it wasn't like there are times when you get beaten by a good save. This was not one of those times. Like if Irving just went the right way, that was always going to be saved, right? That was not a great penalty, which is unfortunately just what it is. Yeah, you'd hope that's not going to hurt Toby's confidence too much, considering he did score earlier on, his first goal since May, I think they said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was not a great moment there, missing the penalty, of course. But yeah, so they go on from there. What a way to recover from missing a penalty to that double substitution that we made, right? Max Peepgrass, who is now retained through the season, which we haven't talked about, since the last game, they announced he's not going back to school. He's quitting school to join on the playoff push, which is great to see.
Yeah, he's not going back to Cape Breton, much to Will's chagrin.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so we had Max Peepgrass on for Michael Baldissimo, and then Daan Klomp for Diego Gutierrez. And that was just so electric, hearing because we saw him standing there for a while, right? It took him a while to get on the pitch. But hearing...
Like, both us and 109 just getting as loud as I've heard them this season.
Especially for a non-goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then just hearing the roar of the in-stadium, the PA guy, Now coming on the pitch, number 4, Daan Klomp. That was just so sick, right?
Yeah, it was something special, and
Yeah.
I think that Cavalry has a lot of casual fans, and you saw them in the stands. Well, you maybe didn't if you were watching on the broadcast because they all fled to the upper seats of the.
Yeah, it was hot out there, but
it was hot. But I think a lot of fans who even casually follow this team understood the importance of Dan coming back.
Yeah,
and you saw that out there at ATCO yesterday.
Yeah, the casual fans, and like I thought it was a really good crowd actually.
Yeah, 4,000, almost 4,300. That's not bad.
Yeah, especially considering how the team's doing. Like I honestly think a lot of people came out just for Daan Klomp, right? Because right, the casual fan, he's a guy, he's an MVP obviously in 2023, 2 times. Like the people know who Daan Klomp is, and just hearing that roar in the whole stadium when he came on the pitch, like that was the loudest I've heard it in a while. That was louder than the goals, or the first few goals anyway, I think. And yeah, he just made it's such a stabilizing move to have Daan Klomp back on the pitch, and especially the way we defended. Apart from that today, like that was kind of sorely needed, I think, right? Yeah, so we scroll down here a little bit more. We have Mihail Gerasimenkov coming on the pitch for Bradley Camden in the 71st minute. Iman Salouf for Sergio Camargo in the 72nd. I actually thought Salouf played fantastically today, too.
Yeah, both Dutchmen came in and both played well. I also thought Mikhail Gerasimenkov came in, and we'll talk about his contribution later.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought he brought energy as a super sub as well, because as much as I love Brad, after his injury, I don't think he is a 90-minute man. So if you have someone like Gerasimenkov to be allow him to spell off if you need more of an attack. I don't know, was Tom Field on the bench today? I didn't look at that.
Let me just have a look here. Lineup.
No, he wasn't. It was Nicholas Walling was our sub.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of something you can look at going forward, is if you take off 17 and put 12 in there, then you have a couple options.
Yeah.
In the back, if you need to attack or defend, it's a good place for the Cavs to be.
Definitely. Yeah, we have a lot more depth than we've had a lot recently, obviously, with all the injuries, players coming back from injuries. I really like Salouf. I think Salouf should be starting, to be honest.
It's going to be tough when Musi and Gote are playing as good as they are.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's best right now as a super sub, right?
Yeah.
He brings the energy and people are getting tired. Yeah. And then 82nd minute, we have Kenija Elva for Toby. I thought Elva played really well as well.
Yeah, after you saw the injury to Campagna and Mbong also getting substituted off.
In the 73rd minute. The 85th minute, Vancouver made 2 more subs. I don't think...
and I think Thomas Powell was kind of the trying to get back on the right foot. And also, we saw Ball leave the pitch, which was fine for all of us foot soldiers.
That was great. That was awesome. Yeah. And then we go from there. 88th minute...
the Moldovan missile.
The Moldovan missile. I like that. Yeah, it was like a weird little scramble in the box. Musi passes it out to Gerasimenkov, who just kind of rifles it in there.
Yeah, from outside the 18, just a gorgeous shot.
Yeah, that was incredible. And there's nothing better, I think, in this sport than a last-minute winner, and we got 2 of them today. Right, that was the first.
Yeah,
that felt pretty great. Obviously, you're gonna think that we're gonna win the game, and of course we did. But going on from there. Musi to Gerasimenkov, that was just so sick. Is that Gerasimenkov's second for Cavalry?
I think it's his first in.
I think he scored in the Edmonton
competition.
Game,
yeah.
The first against not an amateur team.
Yeah,
for sure. And that was just great. Marco Carucci getting a yellow card in the 94th minute
as he's holding the ball at the corner flag, but he didn't hold on to the ball. He rolled it out and started jogging. I think most refs in football don't card that.
Yeah.
Because he released it when the opponent was there.
Oh, we completely forgot. There was the disallowed free kick in here somewhere, right?
Yeah, we missed it. That was at the 70... I have the video up here right now. It was at the 75th minute before the Gerasimenkov goal.
Okay, yeah.
If this is not a goal in the sport of football, we need to retake 90% of all penalties that have taken place throughout the history of the sport.
Yeah, I agree. Because we have Eggsy Montgomery just, I guess, trying to distract Irving setting up his wall, right? and then he was behind the wall. He was ducking down. Like, there is no world in which Montgomery is blocking Irving's side of the goal, of the ball, right?
Yeah, he's ducking down, looking at the grass.
Yeah.
It's not like he's flailing at the ball to try and redirect.
Yeah, and if he's blocking Irving, his wall is blocking him too, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing anything new here. And it's just incredible how that was. Like, you can see Moosey, right? He's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is disallowed. And Jordan Wilson, shout out Jordan Wilson on the broadcast, is on our side on this. He has no idea why that was disallowed either.
Yeah, it's not like he's running into Irving and causing a collision to not allow him to get to the ball.
Yeah.
Like, that is goal number 2, as far as I think, for Tommy Wheeldon's concern and pointing at the net. Like, I have said this on the podcast. I've said it in the stands. The level of this league, the play is increasing every year. The only thing that is dragging this league down is the consistently poor officiating. And there's new names that keep getting brought in, and none of them are elevating this game. I would have taken Alan Roosh as the head official in this game, and anyone who stood in 200 knows I am not a fan of Alan.
Yeah, definitely. This one's really on. You'd think this one's on the line now, right? Flagging the off. It doesn't matter though.
Doesn't matter. It's the officiating crew.
Yeah, the referee has to do a better job. He has to see better there too, right? Obviously, he has to understand how.
I know we had the name of both the linos. I don't know which one it was. Oh,
it doesn't.
Too
really
much
matter.
scrolling. Too many goals.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was Nozak, who is technically the senior of the two, or Vassal Dis. And like, I have to wonder what you had a veteran fourth in Ben Hoskins, what he was saying to the two linos.
Yeah, it's
domestic terrorism.
It's domestic terrorism. Yes, it is. It's not great. And it's from the start. It's the whole game, right?
Yeah, we were commenting during the match how many yellows were missed.
Yeah,
probably both ways.
No, it's definitely both ways. And I'm never gonna sit here and say that the reason we lost or dropped points in any game is because of the referees. I think that's kind of a lazy excuse. I think good teams rise above it, but like, it's still a problem, right?
Yeah.
And I certainly don't think like they're trying to favor anyone. I think, again, it was going both ways this game.
Mm-hmm. And
it's tough to see a great free kick from Moosey, which, again, I'm sorry, Callum Irving, buddy, you were not getting to the ball anyway.
Yeah, I think you could have thrown Callum Irving and Nico Gianstopoulos in that net, and neither of them get to that.
Yeah. No, like we can even assume, I mean, obviously this isn't how the rule works, but like, even if you were blocked by Callum Montgomery, like, you weren't getting to that. I'm sorry.
It's so I do you know that I commentate for the other football as well?
Yes.
They have a penalty in that sport called pass interference that gets negated if they believe the ball was not catchable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and
I think something like that needs to apply there. Like, he wasn't getting to it regardless. The foul doesn't matter, but
yeah,
again, different sport.
And that's not the rule, so we can't really fault the referees for applying a rule that doesn't exist. But again, that was just a poor decision that kind of ruined what was a great free kick. Like, we won this game 6-4, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Which would be the record for highest scoring game in CPL history. But yeah, so that was the free kick from Ali Moosey, which, how much good things can we say about Ali Moosey after yesterday? Like, that was his best game for Calgary in a very, very long time. And that reminds you why, when he's on, he is the best player in this league. Like, no one's getting to him.
But there's more moments that he's not.
Oh, definitely. That's why I said when he's on, but we don't need to talk.
Yeah.
This is a positive episode, Conrad.
Hey, as I said, I'm the calming Daan Klomp influence of this podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So we have Marco Canucci's yellow card for supposed time wasting in the 94th, which, again, of all the yellows you're going to give, why that one?
Yeah. And as I said, gave the ball up in what I thought was a reasonable amount of time. But...
Yeah. Anyway, so we go from there to 95. Emmerich Fotzing, assisted by Mosquito.
Mosquito. Oh, that was so great when we were chanting Mosquito at Mosquito as he's taking the corner on our side.
That was great, yeah. But yeah, that was just it's not great goalkeeping from Marco on that one, I have to say.
It's not great goalkeeping by Marco. Max Peepgrass gets kind of bodied in the box too.
Yeah. And then Vancouver, celebrate as if they've just won the CPL. Like, it was their entire bench was up.
We're the best last place team ever.
Yeah, take them they would have still been in last place if they lost that game or if they won that game.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was a draw, whatever. But yeah, it's just really funny stuff. And then everyone on the One Soccer, everyone, oh, surely they've rescued a point here for Vancouver FC. It's so great watching that back, knowing what's coming. And they gave that like moment of the match, which is a bit premature, perhaps.
Well, you have to think there was 6 minutes of added time. You have a goal in the 95th minute.
Yeah.
What else could happen?
What else could happen? But Daan Klomp stepping up in the 97th minute, little scramble in the box. Max Peepgrass puts it in, and Daan Klomp heads it in. Callum Irving never getting to that right in the corner. Oh, man, it was always going to be him, wasn't it? And we were joking yesterday. It
was. And you know what? It is Dan's moment, and you have to give him that.
Yeah.
But for Peepgrass to go from getting bodied to putting that ball back across, looking right into the setting sun, like, big shout out to number 22 as well for getting that ball across.
Yeah, definitely. And yet that was incredible. And it's like the way that game went. Like, I honestly think that this is better for our confidence than if we had just won 3-0. Like, if we'd scored those 2 goals in the 4th minute and did nothing else, right? If that was a 2-0 win, I think this is better than that. Is that crazy?
I think you're probably right.
Because they're going to be so fired up in that dressing room, right? Like, they're going to be, like, thinking, like, we are all the way back.
Yeah. My comment was, as I'm walking out of 200, I posted this in a chat room we're both part of, and people wonder why people are romantic about football.
You know, it's like the Moneyball meme. Like, how can you not be romantic about football? It was just incredible. And the press conference after Daan Klomp, he said he didn't even see the goal, which was hilarious.
Yeah, because he's still in the air. He's got to focus on landing and not getting hurt after only playing 16 minutes in the last 7 months.
Yeah, that was great. Do we think Daan Klomp starts on Saturday?
I don't think his fitness is quite back.
He might get a half.
Opinion. I think he'll get more time.
Yeah.
I think he'll
a half
probably
sub.
be the super sub again.
Yeah. Like that was...
Luke, you know what you just said. You want him as a halftime sub?
Yeah,
you are aware that our manager is still Tommy Wheeldon Jr.,
yes,
right?
Yes, but I'm saying what I would do. Yeah, no, you're probably right. You probably give him a few more... At least one more game, probably 2. But yeah, we were at the open practice on... Saturday. I was just talking to one of my friends. I said, yeah, Daan Klomp's going to score a header. And Mason Trafford was in front of us over. I said, hell yeah, he is. And he did. And it was just incredible, truly incredible stuff to have that go in the 97th minute. And you could see how deflated Vancouver were too. Like, they went in 2 minutes from the highest of highs for them to the lowest of lows, right?
Yeah. It was a boxing match. Punch and counter punch. And... Yeah. As long as you're the one standing at the end, that's what matters. Oh, yeah, then Daan Klomp, standing. That's such a great photo. Him standing in front of the 200 sections with his arms outstretched. It's good to have him back. It's good to be back for him, too, you'd imagine, right? And I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was Ali Musi, as they're jogging back, kind of put the crown on top of Dan's head. And yeah, I didn't see that. I think it's good to be back for Dan, and it's good to be back as Cavs fans. It is. It's great. It's a great day to be a Cavalry fan. And of course we go from there. That puts us just looking at the table now. 3 points, 3 clear points ahead of York, 10 points behind Ottawa, who we play on Saturday. Right? So we win that game. That's a 6-pointer, I think, right? It should be, yeah. Second's not impossible. It isn't. It is a tough place to go play. It's a tough ask. Ottawa, their backline is starting to show cracks. Yeah, well, they've lost 2 in a row. Right? Or no, they beat Valor in between. No, they lost to Vancouver. Cup. Yeah, with the cup. That's 2 in a row. With the cup, yes. Yeah. So, and again, like we was talking to Mason Trafford at the open train, like he thinks that Ottawa, they don't know how to overcome the adversity this year with this team. I don't think he's necessarily wrong on that, right? Well, they are Bottle FC, like... Yeah, Bottle. That's good. But yeah, it's just the way we go. Like, we play Ottawa away, then Forge at home. We still play Forge at home twice this year, right? Yeah, we get to ruin their undefeated season in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I was tracking the score in that Ottawa Forge game. I wanted Forge to win because I wanted it to be us to break Forge's undefeated streak.
Yep, I am in complete agreement with you, Luke.
Could you imagine we beat them, a nice 2-0 win at Spruce Meadows, seeing the look on Bobby's face after that?
Oh,
I need it.
And how upset is he going to be on the phone call with his brother? It's supposed to be our undefeated year.
Yeah.
We're supposed to set it up.
Why didn't you block the Klomp transfer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So Ottawa away next Saturday. I think it's probably going to be a similar lineup, right?
Yeah, I think so.
There's some talk about some people saying we should maybe drop Carducci. That's never going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen, as much as I am maybe the world's biggest supporter of giving some time to our backup keepers, but
it's just not going to happen. There's no point talking about it. Our coach is just never going to do that. But, he has his coaching style. Fair enough to him. Fair play to him. So Ottawa away. I'm actually going to be on a plane during this game.
That's just poor planning, Luke.
Oh yeah, I know. I might see if I can get the Wi-Fi on the flight and watch it, but
good luck buying Wi-Fi on. And you're on a WestJet flight, right?
I'm on WestJet. Yeah, no, my flight's going
your
ahead.
flight's not gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
But imagine we do see the game sheet and Joseph Holiday is the listed keeper.
I don't know if Ottawa's the game to do that, to be honest, either. But
I don't think Ottawa or Forge are the match to do that.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, probably not until Valor
again.
Yeah, Valor on September 20th. That's part of the game to do it. If you're gonna do that at all.
And the only other question is Sergio was limping pretty significantly when he left the pitch.
Yeah, Thomov has him listed as an injury coming off,
So that could be your one change. Maybe you see Max Peepgrass in a more attacking role. Actually, you probably have Peepgrass as a CDM and Baldissimo in a more attacking role. What
I would do in that, I would do Intigne in the middle and then Saloof on the wing. Right?
I think the pace of Gote is best on the wing, but you're probably right.
Well, then Moosey in the middle then. I want to see... I would rather see Saloof start than have Peepgrass in a more attacking role, personally, but...
Hey, here's an idea. Don't run anyone in the middle. Let's have Warshevsky and Kanija up top to start the match.
Oh yeah, nice little 4-2-4. That could be kind of fun, actually.
A 4-2-2-2.
Yeah. I actually don't mind that. I don't know if Ottawa's
has Tommy wavered from his 4-2-3-1 all year?
No, he hasn't. That's a good point. He hasn't. It's not going to happen. But that could look like a 4-2-3-1, right? To have Toby drop a little deeper, give him the freedom to kind of play the game he wants to play.
Toby is the 10 to start the match, and Kanija is your number 9?
I don't mind that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Tommy's not going to do that.
But we know Tommy listens to the podcast, so maybe we're just putting the idea into his head.
Hey, Tommy, that's my recommendation to you. Friend of the podcast, Tommy Wilden Jr. But yeah, that's going to be kind of an awesome game. Huge 6-pointer. It reminds me of the game we played in Ottawa a couple years ago. Remember that one was kind of the same as the game yesterday? It was just like 3 last-minute goals.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a playoff game, right? And these are the games that you have to win if you want to come into second. I think maybe Ottawa peaked at the wrong time.
Bottle FC doing Bottle FC things.
Yeah, they're starting to come out. We've already went through our shit run. I think it's fair to say, it's been one game, obviously, but the Daan Klomp signing and the game yesterday, I think we're kind of back. I think we're out of the woods, right? And Ottawa looks like they're just getting into it. So who knows? If we win tomorrow or win Saturday, then win the way through. Anything could happen. So yeah, that's the thing this weekend. Who else is playing this weekend? We have Halifax Valor. No, I don't care.
Sure.
Forge Vancouver, best last place team in the league against the undefeated team. Could you imagine if Vancouver beat Forge's unbeaten run?
If that happens, you have to hire Martin Nash full time, I think.
Yeah. Well, he's done well since taking over, right?
He's been fine.
Yeah, they scored 4 goals against us.
And they won a CanChamp match.
Yeah, they did. That was so funny, too. I didn't watch the game, but just seeing that Ottawa lost is hilarious. Yeah. Ottawa FC, as you said. And then Ottawa Cavalry, and the last game is York Pacific.
That one could have some implications.
That does affect us, yeah. I need Pacific to pick up some points there. Yeah, I think
Pacific is on a run of form as well. Win-win draw.
Yeah. The Yeah. They won against us, obviously. That's part of their run form. So yeah, that's the weekend coming up. I'm going to try and bring my microphone and laptop to Toronto with me so we can hopefully record a podcast at some point next week. If I'm able to watch the game, obviously, and stuff too. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can get something out next week. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to have Daan Klomp back. And we will talk to you next week.